1939. Today he lives with his wife in Malibu, California, and manufactures glassware.
Im Jahre 1939 war ich noch ein junger Mann. In 1939 I was a young man. And of course, when you're young, you look for excitement and adventure. For me, it came in the war. It was a supreme moment in my life, but it was not what I wanted.
In 1939, Felix Greenspan was a sergeant in a Polish artillery unit near the German frontier. Today, he lives with his wife and family in Buffalo, New York.
My nie byliśmy przygotowani do walki. We were unprepared to fight back when the Germans invaded Poland. We had only our cavalry and our weapons of First World War. But we did not lack courage. We were ready to die in order that Poland might remain free.
In the last days before the fall of Poland, the lives of Johann Kahler and Felix Greenspan came together for a brief moment. Two fighting men, one German, one Polish, now relive that moment in history. The word blitzkrieg means lightning war. It is used by the Germans to describe a new type of attack. No longer will one army face another across long trenches. Poland will be the first victim. On August 31st, 1939, Nazi soldiers wearing Polish uniforms take a German radio station at Gleibitz. Hitler now has manufactured an excuse for attack. At dawn on September 1st, a blitzkrieg is unleashed, and a world war begins. Poland, 1939. It is the last of a beautiful summer, one of the most beautiful in memory. In ironic contrast to the peacefulness of the countryside is the atmosphere of mounting tension in Warsaw, Poland's largest city and its capital. The Polish government is aware that their nation, overrun and partitioned 5 times in the past 250 years, is Adolf Hitler's target. But Poland is not easily intimidated. While our army numbers only 350,000 men, chiefly infantry, there are another 1.5 million men in reserves awaiting mobilization. The Polish soldier is justifiably renowned for his courage and fighting spirit. One of these men, stationed with an artillery unit near the border, is Sergeant Felix Greenspan.
Everybody has a feeling that war is coming, and that it will be with Germany. Of course, being soldiers, we are a little excited about fighting.
The Polish cavalry is part of a proud and glorious tradition, an ancient tradition. The men are equipped only with rifles, sabers, and lances, weapons of another age. Poland has only a few tanks, very little artillery, and a small air force. Many of the planes are obsolete and suitable only for training purposes. In Germany, there is a highly trained and magnificently equipped army. The Germans have 20 times more tanks than the Poles, along with a wide variety of modern armored vehicles. Germany has a standing army of 75 divisions, a total of more than 1 million men. One of these men, a motorcyclist stationed near the Polish frontier, is Corporal Johann Kahler.
We all realize these are dangerous times. Some of us must be ready to put protect our country. If necessary, we must be ready to die for it.
Backing up the armored strength of the German army is its air force of 1,400 modern bombers and fighters. The Luftwaffe has been trained to work in close collaboration with the armored and artillery units. The German militarists have devised a new formula of warfare, the Blitzkrieg. It is attack based on speed and mobility. While the German army flexes its steel muscles, Hitler is breaking old agreements and making new ones. On August 23rd, Germany signs a non-aggression pact with Russia. It contains a top-secret clause for the division of Poland.
The situation is very tense. We have just heard about the incident in Gleiwitz. It is all untrue. Nothing but German lies. The morale is high. We feel that we can beat the Germans in a few days. They don't have tanks large enough to compete with our cavalry.
Hitler orders Operation Punishment to be put into action. German armies assemble along the Polish frontier. September 1st, Germany attacks Poland. There is no declaration of war.
Everything moves like clockwork. The attack is so orderly, it is hard for me to believe this is war.
At first we didn't see much of the Luftwaffe, but now they are everywhere. The Stukas scream as they dive down at us.
Few hours, the Luftwaffe has effectively annihilated the Polish Air Force. The German ground forces can now move ahead without danger from the skies. The German attack forces are divided into two large groups. The Army Group North is to split the Polish corridor. Army Group South will swing toward Warsaw. Warsaw lies in the center of this complex pincer movement. The German tanks, the panzer wagons, meet little resistance. With incredible speed, this army on wheels thrusts 30 to 40 miles a day into the heart of Poland.
About it, the tanks are a godsend. Otherwise, our casualties would be much higher. This helps to keep our morale high. We have seen our first Polish soldiers. They saw us coming but took no action. They just put up their hands and said, "We surrender to you." Some of the Polish soldiers speak German. They ask us, "Why are you doing this? Why are you starting this war?" We offer them cigarettes. Some of them take them, some of them don't.
Just 48 hours after the first attack, the German armies have succeeded in gaining most of their preliminary objectives.
We are tired and yet pleased by our advances. Nobody can sleep at night. We just talk about the day's action and hope for bigger successes tomorrow.
The German forces encounter some problems when their panzer divisions outrun their gasoline and ammunition supply. But these are minor difficulties considering their successes. The Poles retreat to the Vistula River, where they hope to make a stand.
Most of the points are heavily defended, but they are falling one by one.
The German army group south destroys the 4 Polish armies facing it. The remnants are scattered in retreat.
The roads are clogged with Poles in flight. Our morale is fallen. We don't seem to have any command or strong leaders. It takes too long for the officers to organize our defenses. For one reason or another, we seem to be constantly prevented from striking back. There is no plan, no organization.
The German army throws bridgeheads across the Vistula.
The villages we enter are completely deserted. The people are so scared they have left everything behind.
The heaviest blow comes on September 17th. The Russians, using the excuse that the old Soviet-Polish non-aggression pact is now void, launched the Red Army into eastern Poland. The secret agreement between Hitler and Stalin has been honored. Poland is caught between the German army in the west and the Russian army in the east.
We are very surprised that Russia has attacked us. It is difficult for us to believe that the Red Army has invaded Polish soil.
While the attention of the Poles is momentarily diverted to its eastern borders, the Germans manage to completely encircle Warsaw. There is some resistance by Polish rearguard troops and civilians. Bridges are blown up and roads demolished. The only aggressive action the Poles are able to mount are several penetrations by the Podlaska Cavalry Brigade in East Prussia. The action is reminiscent of warfare in the Middle Ages. Horses and lances, but pitted against tanks and machine guns.
and now we must retreat. It isn't easy to break out as we are surrounded by Germans. We will fight every inch of the way.
We have to admit now, the Polish soldiers fight bravely. If you call out, stop your fire, surrender yourself, he only fires again until you get him. The Poles we capture seem tired about more fighting. This is especially true as we approach the front near Warsaw.
The Poles who are not corpses are becoming prisoners or refugees. Where can they go? What will happen to them? The Germans have dropped leaflets on the city urging surrender. Poles, come to us. We will not hurt you. We will give you bread. Who would believe these lies? Who would be such a fool to surrender? We will continue to resist.
Warsaw is placed under heavy siege. Day and night the battering continues. A beautiful city is being blasted to bits. Organized themselves under the command of their mayor, Stefan Starzinski. By the 26th of September, the city is in ruins and the population is near starvation. The Polish garrison asks the Germans for a ceasefire and a surrender parley. The Poles refuse the German terms. the afternoon of September the 27th, the battered defenders of Warsaw capitulate. A garrison of 140,000 officers and men march out of the city to lay down their arms. With Warsaw fallen, Modlin is one of the last pockets of resistance.
The news reached us that Warsaw has surrendered. There are approximately 3,000 troops in Modlin. We realize that our hours are numbered here.
Resistance in the country ceases. Poland has been conquered in less than a month. It is one of the swiftest campaigns in military history. In the invasion of France. He will also fight at Stalingrad. He spent the last years of the war in Italy, where he surrenders to the Americans in 1945. After the fall of Modlin, Corporal Felix Greenspan becomes a prisoner of war. Later, he will be shipped to Auschwitz concentration camp, and he will remain there until liberated by the Allied armies. For the Germans, the price of triumph in Poland is light. A few thousand killed, a few thousand wounded.